Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Sagittarius, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Sagittarius, I hope you're doing well. On the day that I am recording this, it is my birthday. So as a birthday wish from me to you, I pray for your peace of mind, your good health, and your happiness always. And I'm also a Sagittarius rising, so I'm very proud of that, because the Sagittarians I know that are sun sign Sagittarians, some of the most interesting, creative, blunt people that I know, and I love them for it. So just get straight to your reading, Sag. I'm going to be using the Human Spirit Oracle for the overall energy and keeping things spicy with the Pulp Tarot. So cards have been pre-shuffled. One card, please, for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. For Sagittarius, whoa. Sagittarius, please. Thank you. You got number 27, which reduces to a 9. Interesting, which is the Hermit card. So maybe you're not feeling out there and wacky at this time. You're kind of retreating within, having a little bit of me time, which is great. Me time is fantastic. But the words are, give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. So, you know, when somebody says give it a whirl, it's kind of like throwing caution to the wind. Let's try something out. This is very Sagittarian energy, actually. Just trying out something new. Very curious energy, it's not just about curiosity, right? It's about acting on that curiosity. And there's a lot, I see keys here. There are skeleton keys hanging from this chain or this string. And anytime I see skeleton keys, I think of my higher self, my soul space, who gave me a skeleton key in a meditation. So your higher self is calling out to you at this time. There could be something you've been really interested in that you're thinking about pursuing. Maybe you're thinking about traveling to a new place, reading up on a new topic, taking a class, switching careers. Maybe not switching careers, but getting a side hustle, starting a new endeavor of some kind, maybe something creative. I also just saw somebody wanting to build a car from scratch, or like, maybe not build a car from scratch, but like rebuild a car. So have that as kind of a garage project. I saw that. I think because I was looking at these and it just reminded me of wheels. When there are lots of wheels here, there's cogs, these kind of weird glasses, and then there's pinwheels. Pinwheels kind of make you think of childhood. The simple pleasures of a pinwheel when you're a kid and just blowing on it and watching it spin around. So there's something about that. It's like maybe this is an interest that you've had since childhood that, you know, for whatever reason you couldn't really pursue. So that could have been a topic of interest that maybe you wanted to learn more about, but you know, your parents said, oh, you have to go to trade school, or you have to study physics, or you have to be a lawyer, or whatever it is. Right? No knocking any of those things, but you know, maybe what you really wanted to do was interpretive dance. I don't know, but there's something to it. Because also this energy, like the figure itself reminds me of like a childlike energy. So something harkening back. And with the Hermit in referenced here in the number 9, 2 and 7 is 9. The Hermit in the Major Arcana Virgo energy speaks to somebody who is in a very self-reflective state. And part of that self-reflection could have to deal with memories from childhood. So we shall see. I'm going to pull 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, and future. Let's see. So 1 extra card came out. That was fast. 2 major arcanas. The extra card that came out was the 5 of Swords in the reverse. So we can see here this soldier standing pretty strong and tall. The thing about the 5 of Swords energy, it's fraught energy. 5 of Swords talks about winning at all costs, gaining the upper hand over others. The Swords suit in the tarot is all about air, the air element. So Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Doesn't have to be, but you could be dealing with one of those signs or have prominent placements in your chart. It's a little bit of a tricky energy anytime I see the 5 of Swords. Sometimes we don't have a choice, right? Like, there's certain scenarios in life where you are coerced or forced or made to participate in some game playing. I'm not saying that you enjoy that or like that, especially if you're a Sag, then you're blunt as hell and you speak from, you shoot from the hip. You're straight talker, and this seems like a lot of go around. 5 of Swords is trickery. It's kind of stepping on the backs of other people to gain the advantage. That doesn't seem like a Sag. The Sag wouldn't care about stuff like that. It's kind of like, I don't need to prove myself to you, and I'm just going to do my own thing. But there could have been a situation where maybe you were feeling pressured. I see a scenario where almost like a tattletale scenario where maybe like a boss asked you to, I don't want to use this phrase, but Spirit's giving it to me. It's like rat somebody out. So if there was like a fellow peer, colleague, employee that just did something really crappy, or they broke a rule at work and you knew about it, and then your boss kind of confronted you and said, if you don't tell me what happened, like, I'm gonna start asking a lot of questions and calling a lot of meetings or whatever. And maybe you were put in this position where you had to kind of, you weren't about to put your neck out, something like that. It's like a sticky energy. It's a sticky situation. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel on the up and up. But the card is in reverse. So what it tells me is that perhaps you stood your ground and you refused to participate in the game. You saw the game, you saw the players, and you made the decision not to participate. So, not sure what that's about. I think you will know. The first thing that came to your mind when I started talking about it, that's the thing. You don't have to overthink it. That's the thing. So it could be a work situation, a family dynamic. Maybe you have a sibling who got into some trouble and your parents are like, what did they do? and you're kind of stuck between ratting out your sibling and telling the truth. I would always err on the side of telling the truth because the truth will out anyway. But it's understandable. Sometimes things are not black and white. But I see you kind of refusing to participate in a power play. In the past energy, you got Major Arcana, number 17. It's the Star. This is Aquarius energy, and it talks about wish fulfillment, healing. It can also talk about public recognition, so stardom or about with fame. About with fame. It's also making me think of like the 1930s, 20s starlets, the starlets of the silver screen. So hearkening back to maybe simpler times or more glamorous times. You know, Sagittarians often feel like they're born in the wrong time, that they have past lives that lead them back to something else. So there's a little bit of like a weird nostalgia energy that I'm feeling from you, that it could be coming back up to the surface, because now I see those kind of goggles. If you can imagine a spiral, right? But then take that spiral and extend it and make it into from 2 dimensions to 3 dimensions. And then I just see kind of like a funnel, like a tornado or a funnel of a spiral, like a slinky. And it's kind of like a portal in a way that I'm seeing right now. And this give it a whirl, it's kind of like you're jumping into that portal. So I don't know, maybe you're doing some past life work as well. Past life hypnosis, or looking into the concept of past lives, having dreams or visions of past lives. I don't know why that's relevant, but it's like it's causing you to feel nostalgic for some reason. And maybe you're not sure why. You're nostalgic for a home that you're not sure where that home is, because it actually resides in a former life. This is really, really, I wasn't expecting it to go in this direction, but this is what I see. It kind of follows in that sense of the Sagittarius being born in the wrong time. So there could be some, you could be feeling a little out of place at the moment. I think that's the general gist of what I'm getting. And maybe you're sticking out. You know, maybe you are kind of going against the grain and standing out to people. It's clarified by the 2 of Wands in the reverse, which typically talks about kind of this yearning to explore, right? He's got the whole world in his hands, and it's talking about directionality, which, you know, the possibilities exist. I could go in so many directions. Which way am I going to go? But in the reverse, it almost feels like, and I don't usually read it like this, but it feels like you are stuck. Like you don't really feel like you have a lot of choices. Let's see, this is the past energy. Can I have a clarifier on the 2 of Wands in the reverse? 2 cards came out, 4 of Cups in the reverse, Ace of Wands. Okay, so 4 of Cups in the reverse. 4 of Cups can talk about, Spirit just said, not seeing the forest for the trees. Not seeing the wood for the trees. That expression kind of harkens to or references this sense of being too close to a situation to see the bigger picture. In the Four of Cups, there's 3 cups that are present, and there's a knowledge of 3 cups. There's a knowledge of, you know, we do have some things going for us and perhaps going in our favor. But there's this nostalgia again. There's this longingness that I feel for you today, whoever I'm reading for. And this sense that Spirit wants to bring in this new wave of energy, of love and excitement and creativity and compassion, that and something that speaks to the heart space. In the upright, this character cannot see that, can't see the forest for the trees. But in the reverse, it's showing me that you're starting to understand what is at stake right now, right? You're starting to see here's the ace. It's weird that it just kind of fell out of my hand like that. And when it fell out of my hand, it fell out in the reverse. I have to take it. There was one time, like early on in my channel, which was not that long ago, I could have sworn to you that Spirit just knocked the card right out of my hand. And I felt like it didn't feel quite as dramatic as that time, but it fell out of my hand and it fell into the reverse for a reason. So Spirit wants me to read it like this, which is to say, now there's this sense that there are 2 offerings from Spirit that in the past energy, you know, you wanted to grab hold of, because in the upright, this is not seeing it. In the reverse, it is seeing it. But this in the reverse is not seeing it. So I know it sounds convoluted, but just go with me on this one. It's basically like Spirit's coming in hot and heavy with an Ace of Cups and an Ace of Wands. And you're trying to decide how to receive, right? Ace of Cups, like I said, it's the love, it's the creativity, it's the empathy and compassion and the things that speak to the heart space. Ace of Wands, it's all about the excitement, the inertia, the spark, the divine inspiration. And in the past energy, you could have been waffling is the word that they just gave. Waffling back and forth between, should I do something that seems like really flashy, or should I do something that speaks to my integrity, that speaks to my purpose, my higher purpose? Whatever it is, it has to do with the past. I feel like there's a lot of reflection happening right now, and Spirit is kind of encouraging you to not lose forward momentum, right? Because when we look at the past too much, there may be the tendency to get stuck there, because now they're showing me the scene from Harry Potter where it was the mirror of Erised. Erised in reverse is the word desire. Like Harry Potter looks into this mirror and he sees his passed away parents, and all he yearns for, basically for the entire saga of the Harry Potter series, is to just be loved by his parents and have the approval of his parents and make them proud, make everybody proud. Essentially, if I really reduced it, I mean, it's about so much more, but if I really reduced it, and he finds this magical mirror and he sits in front of it, and his teacher Dumbledore says to him, you know, men have withered away in front of this mirror because it's an illusion. And so Spirit is giving me that message right now, that there may be a romanticism of the past for you, almost to the point where you may not be totally seeing everything clearly, or could be distorted. It's not that they're saying don't explore, but they are saying don't get stuck. So if there's something from your past or that you want to explore, absolutely do it. But remember to situate yourself in the present moment as well, to ground yourself in the present moment, right? Because in the present energy, it's the Tower in reverse. And the Nine of Swords to clarify it. There's a lot of, this is very heavy energy. It's like anxiety and worry and nightmare energy. Too many thoughts, too many things plaguing us. And with the Tower in reverse, we're trying to hold everything together. And it's almost like you don't have enough hands to help everyone. Like you don't have enough, like I just see people kind of hanging off the side of a cliff and you want to save everybody, but you don't have enough hands. Now, substitute people on the side of a cliff with, you know, all of your responsibilities. And you're trying to keep something from collapsing. The Tower is all about shock, awe, and surprise. It's a major arcana, number 16. Scorpio and Aries energy. Very intense. When the Tower is in the upright, this is spirit coming in and knocking over what was very unstable to begin with. But when it's in reverse, it's kind of like really trying to maintain composure. So I'm going to get a clarifier on what is all the worry about. The Nine of Swords, Ten of Wands, and the Nine of Cups in the reverse. So the Nine of Cups talks about wish fulfillment. The Nine of Cups is actually the star card in the minor arcana. This major arcana and minor arcana. When I say major arcana, I'm talking about divinely guided energies. The minor arcana are the things that you and I can affect in the material world. But the major arcana are like the bigger picture, the archetypes of humanity. The spirit's hand is like holding yours really closely. So with this card in reverse and with the Ten of Wands talking about carrying heavy burdens, wanting to put those burdens down because something is not working out right now. And I hate to deliver that message, but it's nothing that you don't already know. Tarot does not tell you anything. This is the thing about tarot and the way that I read tarot. I don't pretend to like predict the future. Like, I can't do that. It's not about that. It's about the message that you need to hear right now that you can affect your future with free will. So if this resonates with you, you know, am I really saying anything to you that you don't already know? Probably not. But it's just kind of weird because I'm a stranger, right? And I'm trying to tap into my spirit guides and your spirit guides. And what they're telling me right now is that you have a lot of burden. You have a lot of burden of your thought, and you have a lot of physical, material world burden. And you're in this space where you are trying to put that burden down now so that you can make room for your abundance and your wishes. If we're, right, you know how feng shui masters and Marie Kondo and energy workers, they always say like, really, really purge your possessions. Like, give clothes away to charity if you can. Recycle things. Get rid of old magazines and newspapers and anything that is not really crucial to your well-being. Just get rid of it, because your possessions start owning you. And the more possessions you have, the more space it takes up, and it's like your things start owning you. And then you can't make room for the blessings that want to come in, right? Like, how can you begin to hold this divine cup of fabulousness if you're holding all of these wands of burden? So you're at this place right now. It's kind of like a Spirit showing me like a bottlenecking. So if traffic is bottlenecking, right, it's like 4 lanes merging into one. Like, you're gonna get stuck at the bottleneck, and it's almost like Spirit is showing me that the flow, energetic flow, is stuck at a certain point. I'm trying to understand, like, how the nostalgia plays the part in this, because it's coming through very, very strongly. There's this overwhelming sense of nostalgia, this overwhelming sense that the Sagittarius just feels like out of place and like they don't belong in this time. And maybe what you're actually experiencing could be your up-leveling, right? Like quantum jumping into the next dimension of your life. I mean, these things are like really being explored. Quantum mechanics is proven, right? Scientists are proving this. So these things exist, these concepts exist in the material world as we speak. And it could be a sense that your soul feels kind of stuck between what is happening in the present moment and the next space, right? The next dimension of your life where you're literally stepping through, right? I was talking about that spiral being like a portal, and you're stepping into that portal. Almost like I can see, this is very conceptual, but it's almost like I can see that nostalgia, past life, like it's like everything is merging into one. So your past life, your present, and then your potential future, all kind of coalescing. And it's like you're stepping between worlds. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but like I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. So they're also showing me, you know what they're showing me? 2 things. They're showing me these old board games, which I don't know if kids even play board games anymore. They're showing me Chutes and Ladders and Candyland, which are kind of the same. If you've ever played Candyland or Chutes and Ladders, they're, you know, it's a board game, so there's literal board, and there's like a trail that you have to follow from beginning to end. All of these obstacles in between. But in between the layers, the levels, there are these ladders and they're shortcuts. And Spirit is showing me you on a subconscious level, perhaps, stepping between dimensions, between levels of consciousness, from the past to the present to the potential future, trying to figure out what you like best, what suits you best. In the future potential, 3 of Cups in the reverse, 6 of Wands in reverse. 6 of Wands also speaks about public recognition, accolades, awards, promotion, a lot of attention. You got this card in reverse. 3 of Cups in the upright talks about celebration with others, getting together, some kind of party, some kind of collaboration of resources. It's weird because that's usually what I would say about the Pentacles, but I just see these three women kind of consorting. They're like cohorts. They look like they're up to no good. But you got this card in reverse. So this kind of tells me in the future potential, you're going to do something. It's not to say you're going to go it alone, but it's almost by necessity that you do. It's like the dimensions, the levels are in your realm of consciousness and no one else's. And it's like, in order to find the place that feels right, that feels victorious, you have to kind of just retreat into the hermit energy and figure it out on your own. It's like you're the only one wearing the glasses that you can see the future and you can see the path ahead of you. And Spirit is saying explore it, right? Give it a whirl. Explore that. It's this is one of the strangest readings I've ever done, actually. Well, yeah, I feel like it's one of the strangest. Nine of Pentacles to clarify the future energy. You don't have to worry, though. Like, don't be worried about this questioning, because look at you. I mean, Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy. At the end of this, you're going to have a lot to show for it. Not that it's about showing other people, but you will have accomplished a great deal. Because the Nine of Pentacles is all about resourcefulness, amassing wealth, amassing abundance, looking fabulous doing it. You know what these remind me of? Like they're supposed to represent, like, I don't know, awards of some kind. Like they look like records, right? Gold records. It's almost like this Spirit is showing me these are like your past lives. And it's like you get a gold coin for every past life. And here you are kind of standing in this one, like really having figured something out. There's a lot of abundance to the Nine of Pentacles. And again, it is singular energy, very independent thinking, independent movement. Doesn't mean independent forever, but it does mean independent for the moment. And that seems just fine because this is a journey that you're taking on your own. So that's your reading, Sagittarius. I hope it resonated for someone. If it did resonate, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Sag.